me, the Homework Hotline is all about representation. When the idea was presented to the Hubbard Scholars, it was that there was a lack of resources for young students of color, specifically in the K through 12 system. This was an idea specifically given with the pandemic. It was an opportunity for us to be able to reach out to a wide range of students. And so we talked with Andre and the Humanize by Hoodie movement and thought that it would be a good idea to partner with them regarding helping these students with different subjects, whether it be math, science, English, whatever it might be. But really it was interesting and a good idea because we could help these students with their homework. But then also I thought it was pretty dope, the representation piece of having someone who looks like you to be able to tutor and mentor you. There was, again, the grade or the subjects was important, but then also we have a component that's about mentorship. And so again, if students need help with homework, they can, but also if students just want to talk about their goals and aspirations, we can do that as well. And the video conferencing platform allows us to be able to have more flexibility in the range of topics that we talk about.
Yeah, education really does makes the opportunities you want to seek just that much closer. It just brings them to you a little closer, And I can draw back to the Magic Tree House, that series. That's what I read growing up as a kid, and by the time I moved here, my English was well enough so that I could read, books in my grade level, well. Like I was proficient in my level. So I would say read a lot to these kids, and the program does part of that. Grad students, some of them have done outreach where they've read to kids, and that's an amazing movement. That's moving in the right direction.
So one of the big reasons why I'm choosing to do this is because I'm looking at my little siblings. So back home, I'm from Chicago, so I'm the oldest of 5, and they don't get the opportunity to have many tutors. So the fact that I'll be able to impact the community that I'm in now while I'm in Iowa City is so important to me, because I'm looking at these other children kind of like an extension of my family. So I just wanted to be able to give a helping hand and be there for somebody that may need extra support, because I also would want that at their age as well.
My major is clinical psychology and African American studies, so I'm going to school to be a doctor and a professor. I choose to participate in this program because I believe in helping the community, helping things outside of yourself, because that's what essentially what community is, doing things outside of yourself to make a place better for you and others. I try to tell children, even of all backgrounds, that education, no matter whether it's in school, is it technical or is it vocational, that it's important. And that even though that I may do something that doesn't look like what you want to do, education is something that can make you happy because it can change your life and everyone in your home.
I just see it as an opportunity to really get involved in the community that I live in, and also to provide myself as a resource to students that are struggling right now. I think that there are a lot of people out there that are feeling isolated, that don't really necessarily feel hopeful about where we are and where we're going. I think that I have a story that resonates with a lot of people. So having that opportunity to work with students in particular at an early kind of stage in their life experiences and career, I think that I can make an impact and help them find a pathway to hope and success.
The philosophy of the program is kind of each one teach one, and I think about my own family. I grew up in the Iowa City Community School District, and now I have 2 younger siblings who are also in the Iowa City Community School District. I think about my own experience. I think what it was like to be in the position that student's in now, and I think about the struggles that my siblings are facing. We're really fortunate that we have a family structure where my mom can be really attentive and she can make sure that they're doing their homework and she can do it with them, but that's not everybody's family at the end of the day. There are a lot of parents out there struggling just as much as their kids to keep up with all this change. So when I think about the why, because I've been there, and because my family's there now, there are too many kids falling through the cracks, and it's only gotten worse since COVID started. So it's I feel it's my responsibility.
More recently, I've been meeting with a student who needs help with a research paper, and me being in a PhD program, all I do is write papers, and so I've been able to use my skill of editing papers, but then also, be able to kind of mentor the student on the side and see, yeah, he likes to play basketball, he likes video games, he likes all this stuff, and then in our conversations, he said, like, this is dope to have somebody who, he aspires to be like someday being in college, be able to help him in his classes, because a lot of his teachers, a lot of his other tutors have never looked like him, and so that positionality as a black man is pretty important.